Non-violent communication, I think, is really an important way of languaging that is desperately needed in the world today. It was developed by Marshall Rosenberg, who grew up himself in the Detroit riots, where just his name alone could spark violence. And so he grew up with this, and he came to realize, why do we speak to each other like this? Why do we not take our values into consideration? Why can we not embrace diversity? And he developed nonviolent communication back in the 60s, and so it's been around a long time. But I think it's so badly needed today because we've lost sight of so many values as on a planetary scale. And in losing sight of our values, we then lose sight of what it is that we need, and we lose sight of what other people need. And non-violent communication is a whole concept of languaging where you are making the intention to connect to the other person. And in that intention to connect to the other person, you're looking beyond beneath the actions and the words of someone to what is the need that is going on inside of that person. Why is someone angry? What is their need? If you think about a cornered animal who is frightened will attack you. So very often when someone is being angry and violent, it is because they have a need inside them that is not being met. So I mean, if we're full of joy and happy, then our needs for support, for nurture, for connection, for spiritual connection too, those needs are being met, which gives us this wonderful feeling of joy. So when we go away from that, that brings up feelings of anger, frustration, disappointment, upset. And so when you're wanting to connect to someone, it's about looking beyond their actions and their words, and non-violent communication actually gives you that. But one thing I will say about non-violent communication is I believe that the wording of it misleads people, because it's not about being non-violent. You can learn to say no and speak up for yourself, but you're doing it from the perspective of the I, rather than you're not blaming, judging, criticizing other people. It's a way of expressing what's going on inside of you. So the first lesson in non-violent communication is actually to look at, what are my needs in this moment? And when you've identified what you need, you're then in a place to be able to identify what the other person needs. And that is very badly needed in the world today.